open. Creativity and strategy make it all happen. You ain't gotta sell, just market with flair. Put your plan on the map and leave them in despair. Smooth as jazz notes, the deals get close. Ideas flowing like rivers, watch them explode. Through each campaign we paint with precision. No need for selling, just spark the vision. Creativity reigns, we master the plan. From concept to launch, we make the stand. Strategies tight, rhythm in check. Welcome to the post where we break the net.
What's good, everyone? I want to open up by proposing a question to you on this Marketing Monday. How do you stay original while keeping your finger on the pulse of your industry? Today, we're breaking down the truth about inspiration, observation, and staying competitive without losing your credibility or authentic self. So welcome to the Pulse of Marketing. I'm your host, Coach LJ. And we stand on the principle that you don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. In our discussion during this episode, we're talking about something every marketer, entrepreneur, and creator needs to hear. Why staying observant isn't copying, it's strategy. Before diving in, let's hear from Leda Hermosi, who shares why she mutes content creators to maintain her originality. Let's play the clip now.
I don't watch anybody's content. People I follow, they're muted. I don't watch anyone's content, not on Instagram, not on YouTube, podcast, nothing. I don't even know what's working right now. And I actually feel like that's an advantage because I'm like, whatever, it's working for me right now because I'm not looking at what other people are doing. I've never once copied a video, not one time.
So what do you think? Share in the comments. I would like to know, you think she's capped or what? Is she capped? let me know in the comments. Do you think she's capping or what? Now that we heard her take, let's unpack it further. Why it's essential to stay in the know and why observing the market fuels authentic success. You probably heard the stories about successful leaders like Leda Hermosi, muting content creators, or avoiding books and outside input to protect their originality. But here's the real question. Can you grow without observing your customers, competitors, and the world around you? Today, we explore the difference between copying and drawing inspiration, why observation isn't just important, it's essential, how failing to observe the market led giants like Blockbuster and Sears to crumble. You remember Sears and Blockbuster? I know Blockbuster is for 30 and older, but but the thing is, I want you to see how failing to observe the market led giants like Blockbuster and Sears to crumble. So let's get into it. How can you observe others without losing your originality? Leading to the truth about inspiration versus copying. Many entrepreneurs fear that observing competitors or consuming content will dilute their unique voice. They think if I look at what others are doing, won't I just become a copycat? Think about artists. Every great musician, from Kanye West to J. Cole, or even Rakim. I had to throw Rakim my era, 80s. But they grew up listening to someone else's music. They weren't copying, they were learning. In marketing and entrepreneurship, it's the same. Observation fuels creativity, not imitation. Even Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day. Why? Because one insight could spark $1 billion decision. Observation isn't about copying. It's about connecting dots. Follow trends, listen to your customers, and see what's working for others. Then ask, how can I make this identity mine? The key is what strategy we need to think about and action steps to apply for inspiration where we don't be a copycat. We can start by being intentional in our observations. Follow 3 to 5 industry leaders, analyze their strategies, and write down one insight we can apply to our business today. Why having a pulse on the market matters if you don't know what's happening? How can you stay ahead? Businesses that lose touch with their customers or industry trends risk falling behind. Just because you've done something a certain way doesn't mean it always works. Blockbuster was a household name. However, when Netflix emerged with on demand streaming, Blockbuster ignored the trend. Today, Netflix is a giant and Blockbuster is a memory. In contrast, Starbucks consistently adapts its menu based on customer feedback and market trends, keeping its brand fresh and relevant. What does that mean for us? It means identifying customer needs, competitive movement, and broader market shift. Your secret weapon are tools like Google Trends, social listening tools, and direct customer surveys. You might be asking, how can I go about this? So what I want you to do, spend 30 minutes this week analyzing what your competitors are doing on social media. What's working for them, what's not. How can small observations lead to significant breakthroughs? Because insights are everywhere if you're paying attention. Entrepreneurs often wait for a light bulb moment, missing small insights hidden in everyday experiences. Ever notice how Apple doesn't invent new technologies? They perfect them. The iPhone wasn't the first smartphone, but it was the best executed. Alice Mosley, later husband, built a fitness empire, not by inventing a new workout, but by observing gaps in the market, such as the need for better sales strips and gym management tools. We must be active observers. Every conversation, trend, and customer complaint holds a clue. Don't just hear, listen. There's an old proverb that says, be swift to hear and slow to speak. If you have not been an observer today, be determined to keep an insight journal. This week, write down 3 observations from customer interactions, social media trends, or competitive actions. How can you learn from others and stay true to your voice because learning doesn't dilute your credibility? Some people think consuming others' content dilutes their originality. They fear becoming a carbon copy. Kendrick Lamar doesn't shy away from studying other rappers, but his voice remains undeniably his. He learns, adapts, and creates something new. Think about Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They both sell soda, but their branding, voice, and marketing campaigns are worlds apart. It's about absorbing observation, but filtering it through your unique lens. Ask yourself, what my take on this? The next time you're inspired by something, stop and ask, how can I put my unique spin on this idea? The price of ignorance in business. What happens when you stop paying attention? History is full of examples of businesses that ignored changes in the market and paid the price. I like how my wife coined it. We paid for ignorance. So Don't ignore the trends. Don't ignore what's going on. Pay attention and observe the industry and then adapt to it. Like myself, I love observing other marketers. I like listening to other podcasts, marketing podcasts, different podcasts, so I can stay fresh, so I can stay relevant, so I can see what kind of insight I can use in my podcast and the postal marketing that will help this podcast so much better. So don't be ignorant of different industry trends and different industries or podcasts or social media. Observe what other people are doing, and like I said earlier, put your unique spin on it. Sears was once America's largest retailer. However, they failed to adapt to e-commerce. Amazon, on the other hand, anticipated the market shift and dominated. Toys R Us. You remember Toys R Us? They sold a lot of toys, video games. What Toys R Us was my favorite back in the days. I remember getting Technobo and all these different Nintendo games. But Toys R Us failed to evolve with online shopping trends and went bankrupt, while smaller brands thrive on platforms like Shopify. You have to treat observation as a non negotiable part of your strategy. Regularly assess market trends and customer feedback. Start to schedule a market review day once a month. Analyze competitive industry reports and emerging trends. The Mastermind Effect shows that collaboration and community can accelerate your growth by offering diverse perspectives, fresh insights, and solutions you might not discover. Many entrepreneurs isolate themselves, thinking they need to figure everything out alone. Mastermind groups have helped some successful business leaders cross significant milestones. They leverage collective intelligence. Think about how Steve Jobs and Bill Gates constantly kept an eye on each other's work, not to copy, but to innovate. It is essential to surround yourself with thinkers, creators, and innovators. Collaboration often sparks ideas you wouldn't have reached alone. Today, take the first step towards growth. Join my 6 month mentorship bootcamp. Turn your idea into a sustainable and scalable business from scratch. Or you could join a mastermind group. But the key is to surround yourself with like minded individuals, share your ideas, and gain fresh perspectives to accelerate your success. How to turn insights into action. What should you do with the knowledge you gain? Observing is one thing, acting on insight is another. Many people collect information but fail to implement. I like this saying because we always say knowledge is power. But I like to go a little step further and saying, yes, knowledge is power. And knowledge is great to have because I went back to school. I got many degrees, associates, bachelor's, master's, and I'm in school right now to get my PhD. So yes, knowledge is power because the more you know, the more you learn. But guess what? What's more powerful is applying the knowledge that you receive. So yes, it's good to have knowledge, but you want to apply the knowledge you have. That's powerful. Because let me tell you something. Jeff Bezos didn't just observe the rise of online shopping. He built Amazon into an e-commerce powerhouse. When Peloton noticed a rise in demand for at-home fitness, they pivoted aggressively creating a massive success story. Today, I'd like you to start building a habit of acting on insights immediately. Ask what one thing I can implement today based on what I learned. Identify one insight from today's discussion and outline a 3-step plan to act on it today. That's a wrap with one last question. How do you keep your business ahead of the curve? Thank you for joining me on the Postal Marketing today. We discussed the power of observation, inspiration versus copying, and why staying informed keeps your business sharp. Remember, you don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. If today's episode sparked something within you and you're ready to elevate your business, don't stop here. Join my 6-month mentorship bootcamp. Turn your idea into a sustainable and scalable business. Together, we refine your strategy, uncover your strengths, and help you take intentional steps toward your vision. To learn more and sign up, the link is in the description. If you found this discussion valuable, please subscribe, follow, like, rate, and comment. I read all your comments and your insights might be recommended or we have a Q&A in a future episode. Don't forget to share this podcast with others who might benefit from our exploration. Until next time, stay sharp and curious and keep showing up. I see you next week on Marketing Monday. Deuces. Peace.
How to start a podcast in 2025 that doesn't just fade away, but becomes a sustainable and scalable business. Are you excited about starting a podcast this year, but feel completely overwhelmed by where to begin? Maybe you've asked yourself, what mic do I use? How do I structure my episodes? And how can I turn this into something sustainable that actually generates income? I've been there. The excitement, the passion, but also the frustration of not knowing how to set up the proper foundation. That's precisely why I created the 6-month mentorship bootcamp. Turn your idea into a sustainable and scalable business from scratch. This isn't just about starting a podcast, it's about building a business ecosystem around it, where every episode adds value, every strategy serves a purpose, and every step moves you toward long-term growth. Before joining this boot camp, you might feel confused and overwhelmed. Afterward, you'll feel confident and equipped. Here's how it works. 1. Join the boot camp. Get step-by-step guidance from idea to execution. Implement proven strategies. Build structure. Monetize smartly and position your podcast for growth. 3. Launch and grow. Watch your podcast transform into a thriving business that serves your audience and generates revenue. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop guessing and start building? Click the link in the description to join the 6-month mentorship bootcamp today. Imagine where your podcast could be a year from now, reaching the right audience, building impact, and growing into a thriving business. But every success story begins with a single step. Take that step today, and let's turn your vision into reality. That's what success looks like. Click the link in the description to join the bootcamp now. Your podcast deserves more than a start. It deserves a foundation for growth. I'll see you inside the bootcamp. Peace.